It's our final Friday night winter show. We'll continue to cover what's happening if competitions in Victoria do get started, including the Southern Mallee Giants, who are still open to playing, and Coleman Schache is the co-coach. And we'll get the latest on what they've been doing this week. Hey, Coleman, how are you?
Afternoon, Flo, man. I'm going well, thanks. Nice to join you.
Good to have you on board. How are the boys going? 2 nights a week training, I believe, and down at Beulah, getting good numbers on the track, still in preparation for what may effectively be a grand final for the seniors on October the 2nd.
Yeah, it's all getting good numbers on the track at the moment. It's lovely weather. It's a lovely time of the year to train, and it's a good excuse to see your mates and have a run around. It's about the only thing that you can do to catch up with everyone. So there's good numbers on the track, and we've got the dangling of the carrot still of a chance to play for a premiership. So we're still working hard and having a crack on the track.
How about the reserves guys? A few of those blokes haven't liked 2 nights a week training since it all began. So have you had a few of those blokes out training?
Yeah, no, them boys are as keen as mustard as well at the moment. They, just like I said, touched on before, just the fact being able to run around and have a kick again, that just sort of is enough motivation in itself, really, to get those boys on the track. But it's probably looking unlikely that those boys are actually playing next weekend, otherwise it goes to a top 2. So that's a bit of a long shot, but the trend at the moment is that things are starting to open up more and more despite the cases. So fingers crossed, that can happen in the next week or 2.
Certainly hope so early next week that there would be an announcement for the reserves, because that would give them the opportunity of playing the 1 versus 4 and the 2 versus 3 prelims, which would then occur on the AFL Grand Final Day, which is the 25th of September. But the 2nd of October becomes the D-Day, because if things were to be opened up after the AFL Grand Final or in conjunction with the AFL Grand Final, which would be there'd be some sense in that, particularly given the fact that country sports clubs would love to be able to put on some sort of a night or a screening of the final. Be a good way of raising some funds and bringing people back together and so on. But there's a fair bit to get done and water to go under the bridge for the governments to come to that decision. Coleman, I want to ask you about the guys that are coming from afar. With Ballarat players, they wouldn't have been able to come up this week to train, and I know you got some Geelong players. Have they been able to still train as part of another subgroup or a separate group off-site?
Yeah, so, obviously, and a couple of boys in Melbourne there, stuck there at the moment, but there's a good handful of players in Geelong. I think they've got 5 or 6 down Geelong Torquay Way, and there's a couple of netballers as well. So they can get together and train down there, and they've been sending some photos through of themselves doing the work. So, they're doing as much as they can. To sort of replicate what we're doing up here and keep on top of it. And, 6 or 7 of those boys sticking together, it makes it pretty enjoyable for them as well. So, fingers crossed we can catch up with those boys in the next week or 2 and have a game.
Absolutely. Onto the club, some good news around the club. I did notice that one of your netball volunteers in Courtney Williams, she was awarded the Wimmera Football and Netball Volunteer of the Month. That's a terrific thing for somebody to be recognised out of your club.
It is, great effort from Courtney. She's massive around the juniors in the netball, junior netball especially. So I think that's a nomination to be announced at the TUI medal on Wednesday night. So good luck to Court, and it'll be well deserved.
Yeah, okay. And, of course, talking about medals, we've had the 14s in the football, and great to see some of your kids that get some recognition there at a wider level. Not able to get up into the high polling, obviously, because not winning too many games down in the foot of the ladder. But the under-14 boys had some names that come up on the list, and young Cody Frankel, he polled 3 votes. It was great to see his name there. Well done to him.
It was, yeah. Cody Frankel and Hutto McCredden. Obviously, Hutto missed the second half of the year with his injury, but he polled a couple of votes early on as well. And a couple of boys snuck in for the 1 and 2 votes, which was good to see. Yeah, considering some of the results went pretty heavily the other way.
Yeah, young Kobe Hallam, and also good to see Aidan Credlin named there on the list, and Jacob Hutchison even that got there with a vote, and Oliver Credlin down the bottom. It's good stuff from those kids. There's another name, though, that I did notice in the 17 and under netball, and this name is a girl called Abby White. Now, that White name's synonymous with your senior football, with the two White boys in the senior footy.
Yes, that's right. She's the prolific White at the moment. The other boys have got a bit to live up to. So, they'll be our favourites. So those two boys in the seniors as well. So it'll be interesting to see if they can come close to their sister. So Lou will definitely poll some early, and then Sam, he will poll pretty consistently throughout the year. But the heat's on those boys to match it with Abby now.
Abby in the runner-up position, 18 votes to Molly Orr, the Store Warriors in the 17 and under netball. So good stuff from her. And now moving to the medal counts. Monday night, the reserves. In your side, is there a couple of fellas that could maybe didn't get up into senior football every week, maybe came back? I'm sort of, is it Cara, I think, might be one that could poll really well in the reserves?
Yeah, so... the reserves, they obviously finishing third. They won a fair few games, so they'll definitely poll a few votes. So Brado Cara, even Bodie Colbert, so those type of players, they'll definitely poll votes, but obviously sort of going backwards and forwards a little bit between the seniors and reserves. They did miss a fair few games when they were playing seniors, so whether they've missed too many games to string enough votes together or not, but I know Bodie Colbert really strung a good month or two in the back end of the season in the reserves, and he'll definitely poll some votes there. So, it'd be interesting to see how they go, but I wouldn't be surprised if we've got a couple of names up there.
A couple of names. Any of your power forwards that might be up there and under recognition?
Coming to the club best and fairest, I'll definitely would imagine there'll be the power forwards, Fridge and Dutchy Holland, those type boys, tailed on and up early in the season will poll in votes, but just tends to be harder to get those league votes. They're normally in the midfielders award, so I'd say we're to the likes of Toddy Richardson and Bodie and that.
Yeah, okay. And in the senior award, which is on Wednesday night, outside of yourself, I think you'll obviously poll votes. You're a top 10 from a couple of years ago. But other players that you think will go well at the big night?
Yeah, I reckon we'll have a bit of a fair spread. I reckon Flowman, like we said before, Louis White, he'll definitely poll early in the season, and Sam will steal votes off him at centre-half back. Tyler Lehman strung some good games together towards the back end of the year coming into finals, so he'll poll there. And then, pretty consistent midfield like Rupert Sangster and Cassidy Parrish as well. Those boys will definitely poll votes along the line. So I don't think we had one person really stand out this year. It'll be a bit of a spread. So I wouldn't be surprised if the winner definitely comes from another team. That's for sure.
Sounds good. All right. Well, Coleman, we'll wait with interest, and we'll be getting back to you as the season unfolds in terms of particularly getting a game on the field in the lead up to say a preliminary final or a grand final that could still be to come. So we look forward to that, and you have a terrific week. Hopefully getting back onto the field pretty soon.
Yeah, that'd be nice, Flo, man. Hopefully a bit of normality sooner rather than later. But you've done well. Thanks for your work.